It's Jim, and I would like to talk a little bit about forgiveness with you today. Just like oxygen is needed to live, forgiveness is not only necessary for our spiritual development, but for us to have happiness in our daily lives. It's never a question of how much pain we've experienced or how badly any of us have been traumatized by the actions of others. The timeless and universal spiritual principle is clear. Forgiveness is essential for any of us to have peace. As a psychic, I've had many clients say to me, "Jim, I just can't forgive this person." When I hear that type of response, I truly empathize. I get it, and I've been there. I think we all have. It can be so hard for any of us to forgive, but at the same time, it really needs to be done. The bitterness, anger, rage, hurt, and self-pity we carry inside gets worse if we don't try to forgive. It literally becomes like a cancer within us, which spreads throughout every cell in our being and wreaks havoc in all areas of our journey. Remember this concept. Hating someone is the same thing as drinking daily doses of poison. So what do we do when we just can't find it in ourselves to forgive? The hurt is so egregious, the pain so visceral, the negative impact on our lives seems so irrevocable, absolute, and permanent. There's no relief in sight, and the quality of our lives has dramatically diminished from the actions of someone else. In that case, here is a dynamic affirmation from Catherine Ponder to help heal those wounds and scars. Heavenly Father, I cannot humanly forgive this person. Please allow your divine forgiveness to work through me. To begin making forgiving a reality for you, here are some tips. Try to look at someone else's situation that has been so much worse than your own. For that, it's easy. All you have to do is to turn on the nightly news to see unthinkable tragedy that's been thrust upon ordinary people every day. Looking at another person's pain increases empathy and adds perspective to your own situation. You might have been asking yourself, how could someone have done this to me? In reality, sometimes the person who hurt you is not doing it to you. They're just being who they are. This is just where they're at. It's not as personal as it may seem. They're just at a different level of consciousness that may be lower or darker than your own. Be hopeful. Always be hopeful. Know that through forgiveness, the divine universe will take care of you and bring new positive opportunities and blessings into your life. Forgiving the one who has hurt you literally does open new wondrous doors. As Florence Shinn said, a blessing can never come to you. It must come through you. By becoming free of the pain of the past, we become that open channel for God's blessings to enter our lives. Ask yourself this simple question. Do I want this person who has hurt me to enslave me anymore? Remember that for every day that their actions keep you in bondage, they remain in control of your life. Also ask yourself this. Do I want to give someone else that kind of power over me? I think we'd all agree that the power of our lives should be in our own hands. Your hatred or anger toward those who have wounded you only affects you. They probably don't even care. So there's no need for you to care any longer either. You might say, I don't know how to do this. I've tried, but it just doesn't work. Never lose sight of the fact that there may be a lot to forgive. Therefore, it's necessary to stay diligent and keep persisting in your efforts. Getting it mentally does very little, if anything at all, to heal the situation. Here's what really should be done. You need to break through your internal walls, defenses, old attitudes, and ego. That will bring you into the actual emotional energy within. Once you break through to those negative emotions, make sure to not fight with them or suppress them. Rather, acknowledge your emotions, feel them, and then release them to divine love. In that process, call upon God to assist you in forgiving those who have wounded you. that helps to create legitimate healing. Keep in mind that this is not just some type of a one-time event, like counting to 3, lifting a heavy couch, and then you're done with it. Truthfully, you'll need to revisit and experience these emotions many times. How many times and how long that will take certainly varies person by person. But the great news is that each time you do this, you are cleansing the toxic energies and attitudes that have been poisoning all parts of you. Ultimately, that allows you to dislodge what has been crippling you all along, reach your subconscious mind, and then reprogram it. Here is an affirmation I created that you can use to help achieve that goal. I have now released, blessed, and forgiven blank down to the core of my being, and I wish him or her only the best in life. Once you've successfully reprogrammed your subconscious, you are healed. You will know that has occurred even when you can legitimately laugh at whatever happened to you before. Now, I get that at first it may sound really like a cruel joke when you're in the throes of past pain. However, it is a spiritually correct barometer to know when you've truly achieved forgiveness and have legitimately come to peace. In over 30 years of psychic, spiritual, and metaphysical work, I have witnessed countless examples of how the power of forgiveness has transformed people's lives for the better. And trust me when I say this to you, forgiveness does not make you vulnerable in any way to the one who has hurt you. It's quite the contrary. It makes you strong, and it sets you free. One misconception that I've had many people express concern over is that they're afraid that forgiving someone means that they have to allow them to be in their life. Spiritually speaking, that is simply not true. Forgiving those who have wounded you does not necessarily mean that you need to talk to them or allow them to be in your life on any level whatsoever. If you're struggling with any part of forgiveness at this time, just remind yourself that making this journey only helps to bring all that is for your highest good into your life. So whatever you do, don't give up. Please stay with it, because I know you'll get there. If you wish to have a private psychic consultation with me, visit jim1537.com, where you can easily set up a reading with me by phone, and I truly wish you the very best.